In this video, I am going to find the length of a side of a right triangle. In this right triangle, hypotenuse is given and also one of the sides is given. So I need to find the third side. To solve this problem, let me sketch a right triangle. Let's say this is a right triangle, that means this angle is 90 degrees and hypotenuse is the side opposite to this right angle. That means opposite to this angle is this side. That's called the hypotenuse. And the other two adjacent angles to the right triangle are called the legs, okay, or the other two sides. So the hypotenuse is given to be 7 units and one of the sides is given to be 5 units. You can assume that it's 7 centimeter and this is 5 centimeter, or it's 7 feet or this is 5 feet. Unit doesn't really matter. We need to find out this side, the length of this side. So we call that length to be x. We don't know. So the length of the third side is x. Now from the Pythagorean theorem, you know that hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the squares of the sides. What do I mean by that? So let me go ahead and label it right here on the side. This is a right triangle. Let's call this A, B, C. So remember, is the hypotenuse square. So it's going to be C square is equal to A square plus B square. So hypotenuse square is square of the one side plus the square of the other side. Now what does this say? This says this. Physically this is what it means. If you were to draw a square, with side C, and if you were to draw a mini square with side A, if you were to draw another mini square with side B, then what you get is that the area of this square is the sum of the area of this square and this square. That's what this formula says. It says that this bigger square has the same area as the little two squares. That means little two squares, you add them, you should get the bigger square. That's what the Pythagorean theorem tells you. Now sometimes students memorize things. They say a square is equal to b square plus c square, and then they forget what happens. They really don't have a clearer understanding. So don't memorize, just try to understand. Labeling is not important. Let's call this one P, Q, R. This is a right triangle. So in this context, it's going to be P square is equal to Q square plus R square. You have to understand what these labels mean, where it is being applied to, which side does it represent. Anyway, let's get back to our problem. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we are going to get hypotenuse square, which is 7 square, is equal to this square plus this square, 5 square plus x square. I could rewrite it as x square plus 5 square is equal to 7 square. Now I'm going to subtract 5 square from both sides. If I did that, on the left hand side I have x square. I bring this down. Positive 5x square, negative 5x square, they're going to cancel out. And on the right hand side I'm going to get 7 square minus 5 square. Now by the way, I can simplify this further. X square is equal to, now this is a difference of squares, so I could write it as 7 plus 5 times 7 minus 5. Remember, difference of squares tell you a square minus b square is equal to a plus b times a minus b. That's exactly the formula that I used here to simplify it. So it's x square is equal to 5 plus 7 is 12. 7 minus 5 is 2. So it's going to be just 24. So x square is going to be 24. Now what is x going to be? I take the square root of both sides. So that's going to give me x is equal to square root of 24. And that should be your answer. So this x is square root of 24. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.